Mic test. Testing the mic. Serendipitous salamanders selling sibilance. Perplexing paradigms. A little bit of a pee pop there, but not too bad, not the worst. Anyhow, yeah, something like that. I'm not sure exactly how salamanders could be serendipitous, but maybe a well-timed slimy friend at your doorstep. Perhaps I've got some ideas in that department. Not really. It's just nonsense here in the corner. Oh, welcome back to another Workflow Live session. Today we're going to be getting to work on the... We're going to be working on the painting for commission. I've been busy working on commissions for my Fiverr gig that I run. It's linked in every description pretty much on every video. In case folks want to get in on it, I do, it's generally aimed at doing a custom full lance, 3D printed and painted up. And then you can also get single models or turn it into a Comstar, what is it, a level 2 with 6 mechs. I also do custom gigs as well. I just wrapped another one up today. Just got back from the post office and sent off these blue mechs. They were a ton of fun to paint. Real quick and dirty paint job, but they were fun nonetheless. My client was really good too. Was very clear about what they were after and how to make changes. Unfortunately, that does mean I have been busy painting like a madman for these commissions that I haven't been able to work on Titania or even work on, well, the content about painting on demand. So without further ado, let's go ahead and launch into Premiere Pro and see if we can't get to work putting the work in. I took advantage of that last commission for they were inspired by the Northwind Highlanders, and just recorded it while I was working. Here's on Steam covered in paint with Anna looking at it. Yeah, I'll probably have to make a play on that very theme at some point. Maybe this video, maybe not. I try to get creative these days with the scenes, but you know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to film up painting and cutting it down, and also doing the talking heads. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants here. Anyhow, enjoying a little bit of fresh and hot Cafe Bustelo coffee here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Can't imagine a better time to drink coffee than, you know, midday. Maybe right before you go to bed is the better time. Anyhow, digressing. Last time I tried to run a live stream of the paintwork, I started to cut up these bits of video, and I was very distracted. Extremely manic day. I couldn't hack it and ended up cutting the stream. So we're back at it today. Beskar says, what's your favorite mech to paint? That's a tough one. That's a tough question. I've really been enjoying the Wasp lately. Matt Mason does a fabulous Wasp over on My Mini Factory, and I've painted up 2 of them now. Wait, was it not Matt Mason? I'm wrong. The Performance Issue Shadowhawk. You know, I like that mech. It was all right. In fact, here he is. I don't know if it's probably not going to show up in the camera worth a dang. But out of that Comstar set, I enjoyed the Orion a lot more. The Orion has no business being as cool as it is. It's got a lot of fun details. It's got a lot of fun angles. And I've got some old ones too. I've got a what's it? Kerensky Orion. I picked up the Iron Wind Metals package with the ON1-K Orion with the Kerensky model as well. I've been meaning to paint that up, but not really sure how to work it in. I'm also, you know, I want to do some non-Battletech stuff. Of course, Country Fried Minis wasn't founded with the intention of being a Battletech channel, but the algorithm has demanded that I do Battletech content. Plus the mechs are so fun to paint, and if you have a 3D printer, the amount of chassis you can grind out over like a weekend is insane. In fact, my last commission work was painted up over a feverish 2 days of work, and I had just posted those to a community post, but I think they turned out great. The layer lines are a little rough on them. I printed them off at a 0.05 millimeter layer line, but they come out great. And really, that's just like, it's contrast paints, it's ink washes, it's a little bit of sponge chipping, and they came out in a very serviceable, just above tabletop standard. Let's see. Just like Big Red didn't start as Battletech, but the Lord algorithm demanded otherwise. Nice, super slick looking. Yeah, they come out great. That's a real interesting take on the whole Big Red thing. Now that you mention it, makes sense with his name. But yeah, Battletech is in this like interesting place right now. It's bigger than it has any right being, especially, since it's been around for going on 40 years. When was Battle Droids? Let's see. FASA Battle Droids. 1984. So next year Battletech will have been around for 40 years. That predates Warhammer, right? Rogue Trader was 87. Let's see. Yeah. 87. So Battletech predates Warhammer, which pretty interesting. Oh, I'm getting blowed up on Discord, as is tradition when I start these streams. Let me respond to that real quick. All right, so without further ado, we're back to it here. I'm watching my levels. I'm a little concerned about my mic. It tends to go for no reason sometimes. So I'll be watching for those peaks. But in any case, the tentative timeline for this here painting for commission is going to be just like any other setup. We're going a little clip about printing, 3D printing it up. We'll do, I had two shots. I had both machines, but my frozen is gnarly. It's it's quite nasty. The outside of it is just covered in resin stains, and you can't really see into it great anyways. So I got a shot of the Photon S running, and then we'll do prepping the models. We'll talk about like doing repairs. So I ended up having to print off a few of each chassis, or some of the chassis broke, and I had to get extra copies out to fix them. And then it'll be priming and like through the layers of contrast. So I want to present this as not only an instructional, so people can follow through and paint these up in the same way, but I also want to talk about the harsh realities of painting for fiber, painting for commission, which is you end up putting in a lot of work, and it's hard to do it in a way that generates a profit or a reasonable profit. I think I ended up taking home maybe $8 an hour working on this set. and that's at at a price that I thought was fair, that would attract people, as well as be somewhat competitive. You say, damn, that looks big for a 3D printer, right? Don't really know much about their sizes. It's actually kind of zoomed in on it. Let me see if I can't grab the build plate over here. Pull this out. So the build plate is kind of, it's not huge. It's, let's see, do I have a mech handy? So if you can imagine, you'd have a mech on here tilted like that. I maybe fit 3 mechs most, 4 of them if they're real small on the plate. It's you know, it's all right. It's entry level. I think it's something like 60 millimeters by 150 by 190 is the build volume. But that said, a Photon S is like less than 200 bucks. I definitely prefer the Frozen Sonic Mini. Let's see if I can't. Frozen Sonic Mini. I highly recommend this one. It's a little more expensive than the Anycubic, but the advantage of the Frozen is the build plate locks on in a very static fashion. It doesn't have a ball joint, so it's, once you get it leveled, it's leveled. It doesn't. How much does it cost to print per model? That's a good question. Well, heck, let's pull open Chitu box here, which I used to print on my, it's for the Frozen. And let's toss in go to, what's a good size model? Let's try let's toss in the Marauder. Normal size Marauder. You can see immediately it takes up about 1/3 of the build plate. And if I slice this, it should tell me how much resin it's going to take. It's going to take 10 milliliters of resin, which is approximately 34 cents. And depending on what resin you pick up. I usually use Anycubic 3D resin, which is $23.99, so it's actually more like 20 cents. Yeah, it's so you're looking at an initial investment of like realistic 350 bucks. You're gonna need the printer. You're going to need the resin. You're going to need a whole bunch of isopropyl alcohol for cleaning, and maybe like one of those big wide mouth gallon jars. It's what I wash my models in. You need gloves. You need paper towels. You have all this upfront cost. So there's definitely an investment, and I probably wasted a kilogram of resin in failed prints till I kind of started to get it on how to make my prints work, and they still fail. I switched to a new brand of resin, Sunlu. I've seen people using it. It's cheaper. It seems to be a direct competitor to the Anycubic stuff, and I can't figure it out. I can't seem to get the exposure times correct, and I'm just wasting it at this point. I was going to print off a Titania model in that resin, but I haven't figured it out yet. Luckily, I already have a copy of Titania printed out. I just wanted to get the clip of printing her out. How often do prints fail? Probably 15% of the time. And it depends. Like if your supports aren't correct, if if you don't have them set up right the first time, you'll probably fail and have to go through several iterations. I think I failed something like 14 models in printing. In fact, actually, you can kind of see it in this shot right here. That's my pile of fails up there to get the ones that I have printed here. And it's just because I'm applying my own supports, so there's a certain amount of testing that's involved in trying to get them correct and working. I'm getting blowed up in Discord. Sorry. Anyhow, I'd let those folks know I'm in a stream. Okay, so on the task at hand. Actually, can you salvage some of that material? Yes, I actually have a plan with these. I'm starting to collect a box of busted mech chassis. They're perfect for like basing materials, or like if you wanted to build a Franken mech. Let's see if I zoom in on this footage. Yeah, for Rex. Perfect. Let's see. So you can kind of see right here where like one of the layers failed, and every layer underneath just added to this like flat plane. But I still have these perfectly serviceable legs. So like, you know, slice them up, put them on a base, etc. They're perfect. I've even thought about providing grab bags of assorted mech bits on eBay or something. It could be useful to terrain work or modelers, but for now it's just like a box of parts that I have. In any case, we're currently working on this section here called prepping models, which is the new trend I've been doing in Premiere is to create new sequences. And the advantage of putting together a sequence is, so I've made this prepping model sequence here. I have the main body sequence, and then I have the prepping models. And then I can toss in my clips here and edit them in this sequence, and then go back into my main body and drop in that sequence, and it'll count basically as a single clip for adding effects. Beskar66 says, that seems smart, as who'd want to chop up perfectly good mechs for basing? Yeah, you're talking about a serious investment of parts at that point. Plus, as much as I'm loath to admit it, I really have been digging the Catalyst models. I'm definitely in the camp of Iron Wind Metals. I love the doofy mechs. I grew up looking at my dad's technical readouts, so I'm very familiar with the old designs, and that's what I want to see. That said, Catalyst has done a really good job, I think, of straddling the line between the old school models and the MechWarrior Online style designs. I'm gonna have to silence this Discord. Mute. Thank you. Okay. So, as I keep stating here, what we're doing is it's setting the models out. It's showing where they're busted up. And then I'm going to show the glue and then change camera angle. So just want to talk about putting these models back together. And hopefully keep this under like, I don't know, 25, 30 seconds. There's a certain balance to be struck between retaining viewership and showing the information that you want to give to the viewer. And you know, I find it really rough at times to make that happen. And of course, YouTube is really fantastic in that you can see the analytics for when you're losing viewers, for when people are clicking away. Okay, so this right here's a little trick that I tend to use. So that was a 45-second long clip, just showing me rifling through stuff. I want to talk about how much waste happens, but I don't want to lose viewers by spending too long on it. So, you know, just speed it up, double speed. And that way we're looking at, what, 35 seconds so far of showing the prints, or showing the printer, showing the prints. And now I want to quickly talk about cleaning the work surface. And let's see how long that takes. We're going to go to right there. How long is that? That is 23 seconds long. Let's see what I can do with that. So we'll go up to clip, we'll go to speed duration. Oh, 1 minute, 22 seconds. It's way. I am dumb. I never claimed to be a smart man. Let's make that 415, 413% speed. I want to show cleaning the workstation. I think it's a neat little detail. It's visually interesting. Now that's a lot of dead air, a lot of dead space right there. I can even trim that down. Let's see here. So, where was that at? All right. We're going to find that last frame right there. I'm going to razor blade that off. And then find out where the alcohol comes on the frame. There we go. And get rid of all that. Pachow, gone. Give it a little watch, see? So we're moving away the alcohol and we're cleaning up our workspace and then getting a little more alcohol out and wiping it all down so we can then move on to the next step. And that next step is going to be getting out super glue. Deep Mind, a cool concept might be a video showing us painting a mech, all the while talking about the lore of the mech and the process to paint it well. I really dig this idea, and I have this concept that I've been kind of working on lately, or toying with, I should say. I have this idea to do the 5 generations of the catapult, and it'll be 5 like mini episodes, and I'm wondering if I could break the lore down into that. The idea is to show the chassis through the years. while also painting each one of the chassis in a different Great House color. So let's see. I wonder if Sarna has the miniatures. Catapult, Battletech, miniatures. Let's see if there's a convenient way to find all the models. I don't think there necessarily are. I just have to dig them up one by one. Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe. So the first mech is definitely that original catapult Battletech miniature. No, it's not so easy to find. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's the original, and we're gonna start that one, and I think it's Free Worlds League that is the first model. That's funny. I'm pretty sure this is the model I actually bought. Yeah, this is the one I bought. It's funny that eBay does that. I actually stripped it with LA's Totally Awesome, and it is ready to get set up. And then I've even gone as far as to do, see if I have them in this folder, 5 Generations of Catapult, part notes. Yeah, here we go. I printed out these 6mm scale pilots. They're so tiny. But I found a maker who made like individual house themed pilots, and so each mech is going to be talking about the development of the miniature, talking about the changes of the designs, talking about maybe a bit of lore. I really like the idea. I really like that idea of tossing in some lore. And unfortunately, it's, you know, it'll be a 5-part series, which means what, 2.5 solid months of producing BattleTech content. But that's fine. I think I'm going to keep things around like 60 to 75% BattleTech. But I've got so much other stuff to pepper in. I want to paint up some Infinity stuff, which I've got a whole shelf of up here. I don't think any of it's handy to grab. Infinity is actually like my main game that I play. And I really dig it. It's just, you know, that it's not going to be as successful with the algorithm. So the idea is to build the community first, right? Infinity the game, yeah. Infinity. Let's see the game. Infinity. It's like, it's near future. It's like a couple hundred years in the future. I wonder, let's see. It's kind of got an anime aesthetic. It's a skirmish-based tactical game. If you've ever played XCOM, it's a lot like that. It's kind of unique in that it's got this mechanic called the automatic reactive order. So like, you and your opponent are both kind of playing at the same time. Anytime you declare, basically you activate a unit, you declare the first half like a short skill, and the opponent gets a chance to react. They can like dodge or shoot back. And then you declare your second half, and everything happens simultaneously. You end up getting these face-to-face rolls. It's played on D20s, and basically you get a target number, and you want to meet or be under your target number, but you also want the highest number without going over. It's real competitive. It's just like inherently competitive. I play Hockey's Lam, which recently just got a 2-player starter pack called Operation Blackwind. I keep looking up at it. It's right on the shelf, but I'm afraid if I grab it, it's just gonna come tumbling down. But I've played them since like 2009, and the game's in its 4th edition. It's in 4. But yeah, good game, fantastic models. And then they've got a board game coming out called Tag Raid, which I backed, and I'll be painting it frantically when it actually gets shipped. It's got some really fun models. But that said, it's mostly sticking to BattleTech. The depth of models that are available, the amount of content is insane. So you know, it's never ending. But yeah, I definitely want to branch out and start doing some other stuff. And I'm thinking I'll pepper it in, like, I don't know, 30, 35, 40% of the content will be things that are not BattleTech. But, you know, the algorithm demands sacrifice and tribute. And it will absolutely continue to be BattleTech content. I'm here to serve the community. I have found a niche, I think. Painting up battle mechs with this country fried accent. Which, it's funny, you know. So I'm originally from Tennessee. The accent is somewhat genuine. It was very strong when I was a kid. But I fought it my whole life. I thought a southern accent made you sound dumb. And I fought it and fought it and fought it. And now that I live in California, I find that the accent is a bit of an icebreaker when talking to new people. So it is a thing to be embraced. And that's kind of where the whole country fried, country boy in the big city thing came from. You know, playing a character. And if you happen to catch any of my like really early stuff, it's kind of cringe. It's not great, and the accent is like really pronounced. But over the course of the last like year, it has kind of tamped down a bit naturally. And I kind of exist in this place where it's more natural. It's about what I sound like when I talk to my mom. The accent comes back quite quickly. But that waffling aside, it's interesting to have found this niche on the internet, painting BattleTech models with a country accent. Who'd have thought that's a genre? But hey, I'm here to fulfill that and to ensure that the audience stays happy while they're painting. A little bit of that country Bob Ross, I suppose. Anyhow, it looks like right here we're showing where some of these models had unacceptable damage. And I'm going to cut this down in little like 3 to 5 second intervals. Right here, yeah. We're going to cut it right there, and let's see what 5 seconds looks like. So jumping forward to 24. Yeah, looks good. We'll have that. Pow. We're going to do, so we're showing the glue. Showing that I'm using crazy glue again today. I've really been enjoying it, actually. It's got a nice consistency. Not sustainable buying it in buying a whole bunch of that, but the thin super glue has really nice applications. All right, and we might have to do 10 seconds here. So I can't remember exactly what happened with these two Jenners, but one of the parts on the one on the left was unacceptable, but it had the replacement part for the other one. I think it had like some botched toes or something. You know, it's pretty challenging to get the prints perfect, and you know, I'm still learning. So that said, we're gonna get these two mechs together. Take, I don't know, let's see what 5 seconds of that looks like. All right, we're starting to chop it. Let's see if 10 seconds has us chopping it. Not quite. Can we get away with 15 seconds? I'm gonna put a razor there. Okay, yeah, that works. We'll take that 15 seconds here. Pow. Get rid of that. And cut the broken one right here. I think 5 seconds will do it. 5 seconds did not do it, but it came dang close. So let's roll this back 5 seconds and see how much. Yeah, we'll do that. Pow. Grab that. And then I want to show the super glue. I wonder if I can just get away with showing this whole segment here in its full length. I think it's worthy enough, and I think we're gonna keep it. Let's see if 20 seconds. Nope, 20 seconds doesn't have it. Let's try 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds illustrate the whole deal. Not great. So we pull out the tweezers, we pull out the crazy glue. Let's see. I bet I can get away with speeding this up a bit. So let's take 28 seconds and then compress it to 25. So we've got our clip here. We're gonna go up to the clip menu. We're gonna go to speed duration, and we're going to 120, 130, 140, 140%. Let's give that a look. Load up over here. Oh, pardon me, folks. I'm gonna respond to this message real quick. Anyhow, sorry. That's I wanted to get back to that message that was important. Anyhow, all this waffling aside, all this discussion, all this rambling, and that is a fair amount of editing prepped up. We're now at, what was that? Almost 2 minutes of content. I think we could get away with doing like 2.5 minutes on the assembly. And so, well, you know, actually I say that and I'm right here. I'm right here at the end of putting this model together. I think with 1 minute 41 seconds and 5 frames, I can probably get away with only 2 minutes of the video spent on preparing the prints and repairing them where necessary. And I think that's acceptable. I might lose a little bits of views here and there for spending so long, but I think it's important. It's integral to the tale. Okay. I'm gonna do 5 seconds of putting this together, but I'm gonna, you know, do a little movie magic here and not include the spot where it didn't stick the first time. Let's roll it back 5 seconds. Does that really take that long to attach this thing? Let's start it here and let's go 5 seconds. I haven't even touched it to the model yet. Let's see. I could get away with starting right there, maybe. Looks interesting looking at it right now. It's I think it's important to show folks like a full-on tutorial. I want to show the details of what's going on and how they could do the same thing, but I also want to tell a story and you know, inject a bit of narrative, maybe even a little bit of humor into it, you know, stuff like that. I think this piece might be the first one where I'm really jumping into like kind of an essay format, if that makes any sense, talking about, you know, the realities of taking on commission work, and like, you can do it. It's absolutely a thing, but it's also like it's stressful and like requires self-motivation and requires some amount of discipline, which I absolutely lack. And I think that's kind of important to touch on in this modern, like, gig economy, hustle culture world we live in. Like, you can make some money doing this, but in the end, you're not, I wouldn't expect to make a lot. You got to really love painting. And it's funny I say that, because I actually hate painting. I hate the process of it. I can't stand it, which is why I really reinforce so strongly the whole be happy while you're painting. Like, cultivate that mindset while you're working, because it is miserable. It's hard on your back, it's hard on your wrists and your eyes and your mental state to sit there and grind away and get the painting done. But that said, when you get those models done and you post those pictures to Discord and you show up at your FLGS with them painted models, oh, it's so nice. And that feeling is so strong that I think it completely overrides any of the misery involved in the actual painting process. That said, I should probably invest in some better chairs. I still have folding steel chairs. Let's see. Where did I use the... I might actually show the accelerator first. Steel chairs, yeah, folding steel chairs. I just never invested in good seating in my apartment. When I moved in, I bought a 4-pack of steel chairs and a pair of folding card tables so I could play miniature games and have my friends over, and just never upgraded. Which, you know, they're not bad. Definitely will destroy your lower back sitting in them for like a 12-hour workday between the computer and the hobby desk. I wish I could tell you I have cushions. I do not. The only cushion I got is my big old booty, and even that ain't sufficient. In fact, it might even contribute to the lower back pain. But eventually I'll get there. I haven't really picked out what would be the chair to upgrade to. I think a good computer chair is one of those things that, like, to a certain degree, you're gonna get what you pay for, and it should be a good investment, like in the same vein as like buying a bed, maybe. I can see the value in dropping $300-400 on a good, comfortable office chair. Of course, there's also the consideration of like how much space I have. I live in a studio, so it's about like a hotel room kind of size. That sounds about right. It's like 200 something square feet. Not a lot of space. So it's definitely a consideration to have stuff that doesn't take up a lot of space and can be folded and stored away. Which, you know, the steel chairs have that. Perhaps even some cushioned steel chairs might be a solid upgrade. But digressing, I think through all that rambling, I have managed to get this thing a-going. Let's see what 10 seconds looks like. I think I'm going to need to give it 15 seconds. I want to show attaching this part. I want that whole thing. It needs to be there. Stop it right there, and then I'll speed this clip up, I think. Let's grab that. We'll go clip, we'll go speed duration, and we're going to make it 119.5, 119.2%. All right. And then these two clips together will overwrite that last one I just appended to the content here. Don't need this. We're going to show the crazy glue. We're going to skip that first failed attempt to attach the part. And then we're going to show that I ended up using the accelerator. So we're looking at... Did I keep it under 2 minutes? 2 minutes and 1 second, that's acceptable. Perfectly acceptable. I might even could trim a second somewhere if it's... I don't think it's super important. I just like to have a nice clean number. I like to work in 5 second, 3 second, that kind of stuff intervals. Something about it works for me. I'm getting blowed up in the Discord. It is from the Battletech YouTuber Alliance. After Effects, but I haven't used it much. Let's see. Let me give it a little sound test. Sounds all right. Voice isn't peaking. Music still playing. I tell you, trying to sort out sound levels has been a nightmare. Especially with the Diablo stream, because that game has maybe the loudest in-game sounds I've ever dealt with. Just like the default volume is insane. Battletech YouTubers Alliance is a Discord group I'm in with a few other YouTubers who put out content. We are a group of smaller Battletech content creators, and we work to share ideas and get feedback before things get posted and help to build each other's brand. I think it was an idea of Tuck over at Battlebound, who is the guy I did the collaboration with for Two Kid Day. Really nice guy. Some fun content. His focus is more on like the gameplay, I guess is a fair way of putting it. He does this like pause versus claws ongoing battle thing. But yeah, it's a group that I participate in that I just introduced with no context. Anyhow, with this bit of rambling, we have now put together the prepping models section, and I think it might serve to maybe adjust some of the zoom on some of these parts. Like this one here could stand to do a slow zoom in. We'll drop in some keyframes. We'll go to the end of the clip. We'll put some more keyframes down, and we're gonna zoom it, I don't know, 10%, just a little bit. It's I find that trick works really well to help add a little visual interest to a scene, especially when it's a slow zoom that's very kind of subtle. Okay, yeah, that looks good. This one, I think this too will get a similar setup. We'll do a zoom on that. Drop in some keyframes, do a 10% zoom in, change that position over to get that in the center of the frame. And then like I'm mucking around with this part, and there's not a lot of stuff happening on the screen. It's not a lot of action, but there is this movement. It's there. It's perceptible, but it's very gradual. Okay, pow. We've got the prepping models section done, I think. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. This sequence is now complete, so I can go back into the project panel and we'll create a new item, a new sequence, and we'll call this one priming models. Priming models. And we start dumping in the priming sections. What's our sequence settings? Sequence settings need to be 1920 by 1080. I only post in 1080p. I get that like 4K is a thing and exists, but I don't think it's necessary. I really don't. It's cool to see like high-end painters paint their stuff in 4K, but the advantage of 4K footage is that I can record this. My phone records 4K, so I can record all this footage in 4K, and then because I'm putting together the content in 1080p, I then have the freedom to like zoom in and out of it without losing any fidelity. So let's get rid of the audio track. Let's effect controls. Let's give that 50%. And then this here, let's see how bad when I started to paint this day, my needle was really dirty still. Unless you're watching on a massive TV, you can't really tell the difference between 1080 and 1440 on phones and computers for videos that aren't that noticeable, at least for me. Yeah, I highly agree. The only time I notice a difference is, I think, between 1080 and 720p. Like if I'm watching some video game footage, you see the quality change. So 1080 is more than sufficient. It does everything I need it to do. It's nice and crisp. You can blow it up full screen and not get pixelation, especially because it's recorded in 4K and then compressed down via Premiere. Where was I? Okay, so I'm not sure if I want to revisit this footage here. I used this cleaning the needle footage in that last short, in the cleaning the airbrush. But it might be worth it. I like keeping in the struggle. I like the struggle. Any point where I'm getting angry and my hands are shaking, I think it's good stuff. This will serve as a nice introduction to the next segment. Let's see, how long is it till I start like actually trying to pull the needle out? Yeah, that's a good 20 seconds. I'll take it. I will indeed take 20 seconds of that. I think that's subtle comedy gold. Especially if I put the right lines to it. So we'll keep that. And then we're gonna get the actual needle out. I like that. The shaking of the hands there, because it was really stuck on this day. I didn't clean the needle before putting my airbrush away, which is now a force of habit. Can I get away with Can I take a second off the front end? I think I can. Can I take another second off the front end? Yes, kind of looks like it. Okay. Actually, I think we'll just take the seconds off the back end. I wanted to show setting that airbrush down, but I did not. I think it's too much. What is my favorite faction in Infinity? Well, I play Hockey's Law, and I think they still kind of maintain that favorite spot for me. It was was the John Bazan Infinity Human Sphere. It was the John Bazan that sold me. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose. I seem to have developed heckin' allergies. What is going on with this website? It's all like zoomed in. Yeah, it was the John Bazan that sold me on Hockey's Lawn back in 2. This model specifically. I really like the aesthetic of them. They have a multispectral visor, so they can see through smoke. They can see through camo. Of course, these are the old models. They've recently got an update. I don't like the new ones. They don't really hit the mark for me. Not like the old ones did. That said, it's kind of hard to pick anymore. I've got, let's see. I've got the US Ariadna Army Pack. I've got JSA, and I've got Spiral Core. So 4 armies. The only one with any substantial paint on it is my Hockey's Lawn, which, let's see if I can't find some quick pictures of my Hockey's Lawn forces. I run a custom like sub faction of Hockey's Lawn. They're called the Candy Corps, which was really just a justification to paint them in the color scheme I use, but they're based around this character in the game named Candy Double. She's like basically the equivalent of a Facebook reporter. Let's see here. This is a good... I don't have any great pictures of this whole set. I did a display board for a tournament we had a bit of a painting competition there. Old pictures, real old pictures here. But yeah, I went with like this it's bright magenta and turquoise are the colors. They're actually apple barrel colors. So these are painted with craft paints, but I think my models look splendiferous in pink. Looking forward to doing, I actually have a tournament coming up Sunday, and I would really like to paint a few more of these models, this Janissary, for a list I'll be running. But yeah, Infinity's a really good game. It's, depending on where you live, it's hard to find a community for it. My brother's back in Tennessee, nobody plays there. So, like, I recommended to him you pick up, like, the 2-player starter set and paint them up, and then you have 2 full sets. Infinity's also available in Tabletop Simulator, and there's a lot of active participation in TTS. Does a really good job on that game because you can get the whole like model's eye view really well, which is super important. It's basically true line of sight, but models they use a silhouette system for the models where they're like, they have a silhouette value, and the models with that value are considered to be that size instead of like oh, I just got a response on a thing I need to take real quick. So got some good advice here. This is actually really cool. I don't want to elaborate in the stream here, but I'm actively receiving some tips that I think I'm going to take to heart here. Cool. Cool. Oh, I just want to express how excited I am about this project. I know it's a little slow going, and I know I'm just like circling around and getting back to it, but you know, a shout out to chat and to anyone who finds this through the algorithm. Thank you for being here and seeing the stuff that's happening here in the Workflow live stream. I love putting this content out, and I'm doing what I can to provide stuff that y'all will enjoy. And I hope to continue to live up to that standard. Okay, so looks like, so I'm going to assume it's going to be hard to find a game in Australia. So actually there's kind of a bit of a meme within the Infinity community about the Australian Infinity scene. Evidently the guys down there like to play on tables that basically don't have enough terrain. So actually, I think if you look around, if it's something you'd be interested in getting into, I think I'm not sure exactly what the best starting point would be. I'd say like a Facebook group. I'm sure there's a Facebook group. I don't do Facebook. I had them delete my account because it was contributing to poor mental health. But I know a lot of people use it to coordinate. I think that if you do a little diving into Infinity, there's definitely a very active scene in Australia. Let me see. In fact, let's put up Cookie Clicker for some entertainment while I send a message over. I'm going to send a message over to the guys here in the Bay Area and see if I can't get some advice live to point you in the right direction. I actually don't know. Hey guys, any idea on where to point someone to look into Infinity in Australia? And if I get a response in a reasonable amount of time, I'll post it in the chat for you. That said, I wish I knew exactly where to point you for that, but there's definitely like the Australian crowd is quite notorious within the Infinity community, and I know they go hard. Of course, the game itself is deeply competitive. I think if you were to get started on your own, I'd recommend picking I'd say an army pack, but you might want to look into something like, let's see if I can't. I don't think I can pull it down. I guess I could pull it up on, I pull it up here. Operation Black Wind. Yeah, here we go. So every now and then, Corvus Belli puts out these two-player starter sets. It's going to come with 2 small armies. It's enough to play the Code 1 style game. Let's see. So this latest one that come out is Aleph, specifically Steel Legion, which is a sectorial within the game, and then it comes with Assassins, which is a sectorial for Hak Islam. So what, you get 14 total models or something. You get enough dice to play. It comes with all the templates. It comes with a small mat. think I have one nearby. No. It's a smaller size than a normal table, but it's enough to get started. And you're looking at like, what, 120 euros or something. I do highly recommend Infinity. It's a thinking man's game for sure. Extremely competitive. It goes hard. It's even played. It's a 3-turn game. you get top and bottom of the turn, and you have to achieve these objectives. Just inherently competitive. And I find that because it's so competitive, that the guys who play and go hard are not. They're not as try hard as like Warhammer folks are for the competitive scene. Like they're welcoming, I guess, is a way to put it. They're not gatekeepers. They want you to come in and have a good time and get your ass handed to you. Yeah, it's definitely a cool game. Anyhow, I'll be doing some content on it sometime soon. I have a piece planned about my how do I put it best? I have a certain model that I really like within my collection that I think is deserving of it's deserving of like a few extra layers, and I think I want to put together like a 12, 15, 20 minute video about like when would a model be deserving of like those extra few layers, when, like, why this model particularly, and what could you do to make it look a little better. Doing a quick check-in. Doing a quick check-in with the Discord regarding Infinity in Australia. Not sure. I've been given a name. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is any help. But I've been given a name to perhaps put you in the right direction. I'll keep tabs on this on this situation and see if I get any usable advice. Okay, here we go. I have been told to direct you to the Loss of Lieutenant podcast Discord. LIU Tenant Infinity. Loss of Lieutenant. Let's pull it up on the wiki. Nope. None on the wiki. Loss of Lieutenant podcast. It looks like they're out of Melbourne. I actually have a patch from these guys. So yeah, I think here we go. I'll toss it in. We'll say regarding Infinity in Australia. SF Bay Area Infinity Community recommends checking out Loss of Lieutenant podcast. Pow. There you go. The guys are... Says Australia has a lot of regions, but that should at least get you in the right direction. Dude, thanks so much. It's well appreciated. Yeah. I wonder if they have a convenient... They gotta have a Discord somewhere. Discord. I wonder if the Discord link is available. Let's pull this up. Yeah, here you go. Pow. I will post that. I will post the Discord link directly. Discord link for LOL. Pow. Boom. Yeah, so I'm yeah, very cool, very cool. Well, that's another Discord to go in the folder of Infinity Discord locations. Yeah, I'm really spoiled, honestly, with the communities out here. The guys here in the Bay Area they go hard. Some of the top players worldwide out here. So it's like playing against guys you just don't stand a chance against. But they're really humble for the most part, and like very willing to communicate and share ideas and like pump encouragement. It's so bizarre to me, at least based in my experience, that the Infinity community, like, it's a game that goes so hard, but the guys who go so hard are also like so humble and want you to do well. That said, I do poorly. I play a lot of Infinity, but I do very poorly still. It's fun though. And like where my strategy fails, personally, I can make up for it with the fun paint jobs. With the, as one of the guys out here calls it, Vanta Pink Hockey's Lom. They're not actually Vanta Pink, but they're quite bright. Anyhow, back to the task at hand. We're talking about cleaning the needle. I think I can get away with... There we go. I don't want that camera change, but I do want 5 seconds of this. So we'll shave a little off this front end. Turn on track targeting. What is this? Oh, got some guys talking about Street Fighter 6. I don't know how I feel about this game. I played a lot of Street Fighter 4, and I just can't summon the excitement about it. It might be worth doing a Street Fighter character paint up. That could be fun. But in my experience, the video game character paint ups haven't been too hot. I kind of expected them to do a little better, to be honest. But I can revisit some addends in the future. Anyhow, we're currently preparing to start priming the models. Got about 30 seconds, and I'm not spraying them yet, but I think it's important to talk about cleaning the needle. Needs it. it needs it. It's a little more indulgent than I'd like, but we'll cut this down into 5-second segments and get it clean so then we can start spraying. I mean, honestly, I don't necessarily have to spend so long on actually spraying the models, because well, I prime every model on here. Every paint up has. Every paint up has priming involved, so it's touched on in every episode. Let's trim off. How much do I need to trim? Okay. 1 minute 28:25 to 1 minute 36:21. That's gonna be 3 seconds, 4 frames short of 3 seconds. So 2 seconds and 2:26. 2 seconds puts us here. You know, it don't have to be clean. Let's just get rid of that zip. Stick these together. That's just some kind of weird obsessive compulsion I have to put things in 5-second lumps. Alright, let's give this 20 seconds a watch. So we've got the brush out. We've showed that it's stuck. We show that I'm struggling to pull out the needle. And then we're going into, we pull the needle out. We pull out the acetone. We pour some acetone on the towel. Wipe down the needle. Put it back in. Yeah. Okay. And then that stupid thumbs up. It's got to stay in, right? It's got to be there. Let's see what 5 seconds does here. 5 seconds includes the thumbs up. Excellent. Wunderbar. Okay, so I think I can use that as an opportunity to talk about the importance, not only to talk about the importance of keeping your airbrush clean, but also as a moment to link my short. Let's shave that off right there, pal. Direct people to the right place, talking about cleaning their airbrush. All right, so we're making headway. I guess I don't show connecting the air hose, but I do want to get that Stynylrez primer out. See what 5 seconds looks like there. We'll jump forward to 41 seconds. Jump forward to 46 seconds. Dang. Why does it take me so long to get this thing out and start spraying? What's 15 seconds look like? Yeah, we'll do it. I love these shots of filling the airbrush. I don't know why, but something about them is satisfying to me. Give it a shake. Give it a pour. And I think... Uh-oh. I think we want to do a zoom in. I like the might do one of those silly, like, quick zoom ins right there. If I go 100 on it and set the position here. Come on, let me move. Let me move the thing, Premiere. All right, let's see what it looks like if I show the Steinal res. Give it a little shaky. Pop it open and not fast enough. Not fast enough. Give it another watch. Still not fast enough. I think if I'm going for that effect, it needs to just go for it. It's not really achieving what I want it to do. Let's start moving some position stuff around. Dang. It ain't working. Let's get rid of them keyframes. Let's just start it at a, what, 75%? Let's do a 75%. Steinal res. Not actually sure where I learned of this primer, but it's kind of become the de facto go-to for my paint ups. Yeah, okay. Do any of these warrant a zoom in? This one could stand to be 65%. Just add a little extra visual interest to the shots. Have some variation in the zoom. What did I just do? Do 70 on that one? No. Nope. Nope. This stays 50. This stays 50. That could probably tighten up the frame some. 75's too much. We'll go 60%. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Thumbs up. Steinal res. Putting the Steinal res in the thing. We prep it and then we spray the models. And I guess I'm going to show spraying each of the models. Let's find where each one starts. I think I'm going for like 3 seconds on each one. Some rapid fire painting them up. There's one model. Where's the next one? Start on the hunchback. 3 seconds on the hunchback. Pow. Nope. What did I just do? That one. Who's next? A locust. Locust is getting sprayed on. I like that shot right there. Do 3 seconds of that. And it looks like this whole segment of priming is going to be much more about like prepping the prepping to spray. More about prepping to spray than it is about actually spraying the models. That's fine, because I can I can cover the pertinent details with my words. Start right here at 3 seconds on the Marauder, and that's a nice clean 15 seconds of spraying models. Ooh, that's might want to start this one here. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's progress. It's slow progress, but it's progress nonetheless. Hunchback looks a little better than the Marauder. Actually, let's just leave that in. Start this one right here. We'll go to 6 minutes and 1 second. 6 minutes, 1 second. It's not enough black on it. Kind of hard to pick out like what 3 seconds is important. We'll just do that. That's fine. Snag that. I'm overthinking it here. Just need to show that I'm painting the models. All right, so we've prepped the container. We start spraying. They need to be really zoomed in. This could maybe even be cut a little bit off frame. There's one. There's two. There's three. Get them all nice and zoomed in. I want to see the models turning black as I turn them over in my fingertips. Can I get away with even more zoom on that? No, 100's fine. 100's fine. We go with 100. 100 on each one. 100 on that last one. All right, so with that, I think that is the priming sequence put together and done. Let's give it a watch through while I sip on a little bit of coffee. Stretch my lumbar spine. A reminder to folks who have found this stream by the algorithm that I do indeed provide a commission painting offer. It is in the description down below. If you want to pick up your own set of mechs, much as in the standard of the ones I'm working on in this video, check me out over on Fiverr. Send me an inquiry. I offer a few different tiers of pre-made deals, but I can also do custom commission work. Are you looking for a 28mm scale gigantic model? Are you looking for a demi company of mechs? Send me an inquiry. I can give you a quote and put together more or less whatever project your heart desires. So give me a consideration over on Fiverr, and I'd be more than happy to take on your project. Link in the description below. Digressing. Looks like that works. I'm satisfied with that. I'm not going to overthink it. We now have priming models done. What comes after priming? Oh, damn, I did a zenithal. I do a zenithal. I'm not as done as I thought. I do a zenithal. I do a zenithal. Let me pull that up and see what that clip looks like. I forgot. That's actually quite important that I did a zenithal, because these models were not doable without the zenithal. And that is 172142. I think it's this file. It sure is. We're going to open this up here. This is just a full minute of spraying the spider. It's the assassin now. Okay. That is important. I'm spending a little longer than I'd like on this stuff, but the zenithal's important. That is probably why I have it in the files up there. So let's do, I don't know. We'll do 15 seconds on this guy. See what 15 seconds of that looks like. That's 11 to the end, so 4 over, 2 minutes in. Excuse me, 4 seconds. I can get away with that, I think. Yeah. Then we cut to the zenithal. We spray them black and then we spray them white, and that way we can put the translucent paint over top and let the zenithal do the heavy lifting for all the shadows. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And now that's not too bad. That's 92 seconds spent on priming the models. That's fine. That's not too self-indulgent. We're looking at what, 2 minutes of prep and then a minute and a half of priming plus the intro plus the talking heads. We're reasonably getting to painting the models by about 4 minutes into the video, which I think is fine. Acceptable, at least. It may not be the best setup, but it's acceptable. Anyhow, let's take a peek at the cookies. So currently in the cookie game, I'm trying to get enough factories to train up old Crumblore here. I still can't afford factories. So we can minimize that again. Let it run. Okay, so go back to main body. We can toss in prep and models. I think it warrants a talking head in between. And then we'll do the priming models. We'll do another talking head. What's from here? Basing the models. Basing the models. All right, so we're going to create a new sequence. New item, new sequence. We're going to call it base coating. Base coating models. Pop that in. And same old deal. Same old thing here. We're going to start putting paint on the models. 50%. This is going to show my recipe that I ended up mixing up. I'm going to start with wherever I put those on frame, right there. I want the first frame, there's movement. I'm going to slice it off. We're going to go forward 5 seconds. And this is the hardened leather first. We'll do 5 seconds of that. Ooh, can I get that in 3 seconds, maybe? No, I cannot. How about 4 seconds? 4 seconds it is. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. And then next comes the pallid bone. First frame where there's movement. Go back one, snag this. Let's see if 4 seconds. 4 seconds is not enough on this one. 5 seconds is not enough. 6 seconds? Yeah. Okay. So between the two, we got 10 seconds of dripping the paint. I might actually speed those up. Do I add water? Do I add water? I do not add water. I don't think that's an important detail. Maybe showing the brush is an important detail. Could be, at least. It's good to have a nice fat brush with a sharp tip when painting with these speed paints. I think 3 seconds illustrates it all right. Let's go back right there. Razor blade that off. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Alright, so far we're showing the colors used. And then we pull this down and then do the ratios used. 3 drops of hardened leather to, I thought it was 5 of pallet bone. But I guess I did a 3 to 4 ratio. Maybe I went for a 50-50 with that first like drop that fell. I can't recall. And then I'm prepping a plate to hold onto the models, which is unimportant detail. And now I think what I want to show is maybe the full paint up of this hunchback, the full application of this color in like sped up format. I kind of like the fast forward segments from time to time. I think they look good. We'll actually start it right here where I'm fiddling with the camera. Nope, oops, I selected too much. Okay, let's see how long this runs. I can't recall if I sat here and just painted all of the tan on this model in one go. But if so, it could be interesting to just do that whole thing in super fast high speed action. really show how the it's kind of a great undertone, a big part of the process of the commission paint work, especially when working on mechs, is the whole... The hell was that? Just sounded like an electrical short. Is my mic all right? The hell was that? Huh. I have no idea what the hell that sound was. Sounded like an electrical arc. I wonder if it come through. I'm not peeking out. Mic is working all right. Sounds like music's okay. Sound check in the... Well, I ain't never. That was wild. Anyhow. Yeah, just don't explode due to faulty wire. Yeah, exactly. I have no idea what it could have been. It was loud enough. I heard it through my headphones. Okay, so it looks like this is a long segment, and it's going to be an excellent candidate. Oh, I love that. With this ridiculous wiggle waggle. So what I think I'm going to do is take I'm going to razor blade off where my hand comes off the model. Get rid of those last few frames. I'm going to go back 3 seconds. Is it 5 seconds I need to go back? Is it 5 seconds? Let's go to 39. I want to show where I make the hunchback do the little dance. Where was it? Where did I do the thing at? Oh, I guess I'm just fumbling the model. I'm not actually doing what I thought I did. Okay, so we'll take, what is this? I have double clicked close panel. We're gonna take the last 3 seconds here at the very end to show like slowed down, actually looking at the model. And then we're also gonna take the first 3 seconds here, I think, so we actually get a good look at the model, but right before the paintbrush touches it. And then I'm going to select my video here, which is like 4 minutes long. And we're gonna clip and we're gonna speed duration, and I think we're gonna blast through that in 20 seconds. So like 1235, 36, 37, 1237% speed. I might even speed it up double that, depending on how it looks. Now, generally, my computer don't like to render those without doing this first. Let's see if I can't do a render in to out real quick. Hopefully not chug everything down too much, but that should let me watch the clip and the preview actually show the changes. Though it's taken ages. Let's take advantage and check on the cookie stock market. Looks like I've already bought all the cheap stocks. Nope, eggs are down to under 10 bucks. That's my strategy. I watch for them to go under 10, buy them up, sell them high. I can afford a factory. There we go. 2 more to go, and I can train old Crumblor a little more. For those of y'all who have never played Cookie Clicker, it is an idle game. I'm producing cookies. That's all there is to it. One of my favorite Flash games from back in the day. And I picked it up on Steam because they did a full release of it as a standalone game. And it's just it's a time filler when you're doing other things. Plus, it's got some nice music by C413 or whatever the name is. The guy did the Minecraft music. So that's just kind of nice. Anyhow, just waiting on a render. Watching a number go up. Maybe click it a little bit. I would say I recommend Cookie Clicker, but I don't actually recommend Cookie Clicker. It's not a fun game. It's a capitalism simulator. Okay, looks like the render's done. All right, let's pop back in here. Let's see what this here high-speed paint up looks like. So we show the model, we get out the paintbrush, and we quickly, apply paint to it. I think that's too long. It's still too long. I think we need to double that again and see what it looks like. Let's clear in and out, and then let's double this down. Speed duration, we want to shrink this to a 10-second clip. So what's that going to be? That's 2470. Pow. Do it again. Let's do in and out and see how long this will render. Hopefully it'll be quick. Should be a lot quicker than before. It says about a minute. Says about 1 minute. I'm watching the bar down at the bottom. And in the meantime, I'm back to clicking on my cookies. What's y'all's favorite cookies? I think my favorite cookie gotta be peanut butter cookie. I made a batch of them once. It was just a little bit of a little pinch of flour, some sugar, peanut butter. That's all that went into it. They were kind of nice. Toss them in the toaster oven. Have a few cookies ready to go. Nice and hot, ready. Good stuff. Though I am also quite partial to good old traditional sugar cookies. Excuse me. Just waiting on a render. Anytime now, Premiere. Anytime. Whole bunch of hurry up and wait, which is the American way. All right, we should be seeing it here in just a second. See what this high-speed paint up looks like. All right, so we show the model, paintbrush comes out, and we start applying paint. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It's only 10 seconds too. It's long enough to see what's going on. and then we show the model with the color on it. Okay, cool. I like that. Looks good. Going with it. Let's stick it here. And then I need to see if I have my VHS fast forward overlay. I do not. So that means I need to go into my assets and find the VHS fast forward green screen overlay. Stick it right there. We're going to get rid of the soundtrack, and we're going to apply a, I think I use an ultra key for this one. So we're going to search up ultra, drop in the ultra key, select key color, looks fine, stick it over top, turn on track targeting, razor blade that off, and give it another peek-see. Yeah. I think I could actually stand to zoom in on it a little bit. And I think I'm gonna. So let's call this 60%. We'll call it 490. 856 490. 856 856 490. 60%. 856 490. We should have some continuity between the shots. Once again, show the model, paintbrush comes out, fast forward, hits play, slap the contrast paint down, get it on there. Okay. Alright, so that's the first step in base coating the models. And what was the name of that clip? I think that was just the first one. 181025. 181025. Yeah, it's just the first one. I'm wondering if the rest of these are just like more of the same. It is more of the same. It is more of the same. I think I'm gonna just get rid of all that footage. Or maybe do like a 10,000x speed. Let's see how much footage I actually have of painting this base color. That's too short. 9 seconds, that can go. Get rid of you. Another 6 minutes of painting. No, that's green next. Jumped immediately to the green. Okay, well, there's not enough footage there to show like painting all the mix, I don't think. So we're gonna discard 183310. Don't need it. Get it out of there. And we'll do the same with the green here. Effect controls 50%. So let's see what we're working on. And then it's just the same deal. It's putting out the color, slapping some paint on. It's a mixture of gray and green for a gray green. I want to take a moment to highly recommend the original Army Painter starter set for speed paints. I know they recently switched to the Speed Paint 2.0, So you might not be able to find it anymore, but if you do, I do think getting your hands on the old original speed paint set is worthwhile. It's a good selection of colors. It's done a lot of work for me. I've been very pleased with it as a product. I think I paid $40 for it or something. And if you consider the cost of individual bottles, well worth. Let's do 23 seconds. 5 seconds is not enough to show everything I'm going for. Is 6 seconds enough? Nope. Let's find that last frame where that gets off frame. We'll cut off the back end of this and then we'll go back to there. It's good enough. Yeah, that's all dead air. This comes on. How long is that clip? That's only 2 seconds. About to do the same thing here. Nice clean 5-second intervals. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's fine. We'll take that one and this one. Spend 10 seconds talking about 15 seconds talking about these colors and getting them out. And that's fine and acceptable. Stick it there. Let's give it a watch. Give it a watch. 2 colors come out, get shook, get put out on the tray. Next set. Okay. It's more gray than green. It's a gray-green. Gets mixed. Gets put on the model. About to do the same old deal as the last color. So let's find last frame of movement. Razor blade the front end. Zoom out a bit. Scroll on down. Show him with his greeny feet. Oopsie, what did I do? I hit up. Where's your greeny feets? Greeny feetsies. It's like looks like he's got the boot on from Super Mario Brothers 3. I think we'll cut it right there, and I can get rid of all of this and all of that, and we're about to do the same deal. We're going to take the last 3 seconds showing off the model, and we're going to take the first 3 seconds showing off the model. Same deal, right as the paintbrush touches it. And we're going to click this, we're going to go clip and go to speed duration and turn it into 10 seconds of content. 1375%, 1380, 1390, 1390%. Same as that last one. Stick it on there, slap it together, and in the course of 1 minute and 5 seconds, we have a clip that illustrates the colors being used for the speed paints, and we apply these base coats to at least one of the models. I'll just cover over the fact that we're painting, you know, a bunch of them in the voiceover. This one's not really in the frame as much as I'd like. I think we're about to do the same kind of deal as before and give it a zoom in. Let's do, I think 60% again. Excuse me. We'll call it 958, 958 and 470. Choking on something. 958. What's 960 look like? What's a nice round number? 960, 470. 960, 470. Oh, 960's default. Cool. 470. 60, 470. See what that looks like. Let's give it a good old little watch and see. I tell you, it's really hard to keep models in the frame. That is for sure. But hey, it works. There we go. We now have that model base coated. And actually with that, I need to stretch my gams. I need to get some cold water. I need to hit up the restroom, eat a few pretzels. We've been at this for about 2 hours. I think I'm going to take a 2 to 3 minute break and cut this screen onto the be right back. And I will be right back. Probably put in another 2 hours today. Try to get a little progress in. I'd like to get this video out as soon as possible. But I've got a lot of stuff happening all at once. Along with another commission. I have another commission that I have, looks like about 10 days left to get out. So I'm painting. Titania is going to get worked on soon. She's printed out, but she's not I haven't started painting her up yet. But soon. We'll be covering glazing. We'll be covering pinups and when a pinup is appropriate and when it's okay to have it, even if it's not appropriate. I have some really smutty ones that are definitely too risque for YouTube and are not going to make the cut, but I thought Titania was appropriate. It shows a lot of skin, but is still like a good chance to give an essay on when a model made for the male gaze is okay as a male. Anyhow, I need to take a break. I'm going to be back in like 2 to 4 minutes, something like that. So let's cut it over to the BRB screen, and I will BRB. Crunch, 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 crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Alrighty, folks, hello again. We're here back in the corner doing a little work. Doing a little work on paint for commission. I'm also eating pretzels. Just had to stretch the legs for a minute, get some cool water. I'm working on some Crystal Geyser orange flavored sparkling water. I feel you. I had to get something. I'm working on some Snyder's of Hanover mini pretzels. Big fan of pretzels. Very dry though. Anyhow, sometimes I gotta stand up and stretch my legs. Definitely deeply cognizant of the whole oh, what's that phenomenon called where you sit all day and then you stand up and you die of a blood clot? It's the deep vein thrombosis. As a sedentary overweight man, I need to make sure to stretch my legs every now and then. Public service announcement: make sure to stretch your legs when you're having long hours on a crappy steel chair at your computer desk. That's awful. In any case, we're back at it. What is this clip? Metal color? What could I possibly be doing inside of a 37-second clip? Why is that so short? Am I actually putting out metal color? Looks like I'm just showing the metal color to the camera. Let's put a pin in that. And go forward to this next one, which will also get shrunk down to 50% to fit inside the 1080p. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I showed the metal color to the camera. And did I change the angle or something? I don't know why I stopped that in between. But yeah, we're gonna show the Vallejo acrylic metal color airbrush colors jet exhaust. Can't remember what prompted me to switch to these metallic colors, but they're good. I can't recommend them enough. They're a little thin, because they're made for an airbrush and they separate a bit on your palette. So you gotta constantly go back in and stir the pigment in, or stir the mica flakes into the color. But I tell you, these colors, they are fantastic through an airbrush, but they also do one coat coverage for metallics, and you don't even have to thin it out. They're so good, so dang good. we're going to, I want that whole clip of it coming onto the frame and off of the frame. So to make that fit in my schema, we're going to clip, we're going to go speed duration, we're going to speed it up just a little bit. I want it to be 5 seconds long. Let's see if it's recognizable. Not really. I show it to the camera, I shake it. That's it. That's all I gotta do with it. And then we're gonna be painting it on all these little parts on the hunchback. Oh my god, I also showed it to the camera. Oh, silliness. Silly man. I am a silly man. Let's see if this fits better. Let's razor blade that. Let's see what 5 seconds looks like there. Okay. It's probably better just leave that off anyways. We want to show let's get way in on that. See if I can't demonstrate some good use of it. Oh, it's out of focus. No. Damn it, that would have been a good shot. Damn, that would have been a good shot. Why? Oh no, don't tell me this whole thing's out of focus. Okay, that'll serve as a really good shot there. Oops. Wait, redo, redo, redo. I had the wrong thing selected. We're going to talk about applying this color in a single coat and why this paint is really good for the application, especially when you're considering doing commission painting and need to save time in between each layers. You want a nice, strong, pigmented metallic color that'll achieve the effects that you're after in a single coat. You know, something like that. Yeah, look at that. In 5 seconds, that hand is silver. Stuff is magic. Grab it, sling it. We show the fist. I want to show painting the laser tip. Yep, that's good. It's a good spot for it. Let's see what 5 seconds does for that. Yeah, 5 seconds, boom, it's done. It's so good. I think they sell, pretty sure, the Vallejo Metal Color Airbrush Metallics. Airbrush paint. I'm pretty sure it's available as a set. So I got all the colors in it. There's multiple options of this set made available as well. Damn, that is cool. I might have to pick one of these up. Let's zip this over here. So it looks like they have a engine metal color set with duraluminum, exhaust manifold, gunmetal grain, and copper. I use the duraluminum as a highlight often, so I can attest to it being a worthwhile color. Looks like they also do I don't know if the metallic panel is the best set, but I really am digging this here. Jet exhaust set. You got a really good set of colors here. The jet exhaust is kind of my go-to. It's nice and black metal. It's almost like using GW's bolt gun metal and then putting a Nuln Oil over top of it. It's kind of just, it's got that feel without the extra layer, which is so good. So yeah, I can't recommend them enough. If you're looking for good metallics to put in your arsenal, they're so much better than literally any other metallic I've ever used. I've even been known to just like struggle with craft paints to do metallics, which is horrible. But honestly, you know, I say they're horrible, but I find that Citadel's metallics aren't much better than craft paint. Hot take, Citadel metallics are garbage. That's not to say that some of their products aren't good. I don't know what I'd do without Nuln Oil. At least like the old formulation was really good. I think Agrex Earthshade is a close second to Nuln Oil for me. Pretty sure that features heavily in these mechs at some point later on. Ooh, these shots are pretty. Come out nice. Shame about that. Shame about that first shot on the AC-20 barrel being not great, but the rest of it turned out good. Just illustrating that you pick out the details, you pick out the metallic details in a nice solid coat. Oh, my Nessie just jumped down at me. I don't know, why'd you fall down, lady? Stay up there. How many details are on this guy? Those are kind of important. I think, yeah, it's important to show thread in the needle there. Right here. And we'll do that as the last one. And what's that give us? Like 25-30 seconds of painting on the silver details. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's I should probably drop one actually and make it a nice just 30-second. What could go? What is not as important as the rest? Which is the better fist scene? Wait, this is not actually, okay, I'll leave them all in. That's 30 seconds. So we show the metallic color for a few seconds, talk about it a little bit, and then we show we're painting the fist. Let's reposition it and get that in the center of the frame. This one, let's actually zoom in on that a bit. Get some really wicked close-ups. Show all that grime on my fingertips. This one also, we'll do 150% on it, maybe, like real zoomed in. I think that'll still have decent fidelity. This one can stay at 100. No, it can't, because it gets cut off at the bottom of the frame there. I do want one of these shots to go back to 100. Maybe that one right there. And then that last one could also be, it needs to change a little bit. Let's actually have it zoom out 10%. So this guy's gonna be, I think we're gonna start kind of zoomed in on this shot and have it zoom out. Maybe a little that way. Airbrush, metal color. I think that's too much zoom that's happening. We'll start it at 65. See what that looks like. A little bit of visual interest. Cut to painting on the hand. We're going to paint the hand and then the laser barrels, and then we're also going to paint the other hand. Yeah, it looks good. Those are fun shots. Very intent. The zoom on it kind of suggests the focus that I'm using, the mental dialing in, if you will. And that's all of that clip. We can get rid of the rest of 194912. What follows that? What is next? Oh, we're base coating the cockpits. Okay. Now, I think it's interesting that I showed more than the hunchback when the rest of the shots so far have just been the hunchback. So I'm not going to show the other mix. I guess what I'm going here for the base coat is to focus on the paint up of the hunchback. We've kind of got this backdrop of the other models showing up where they are attached to the board. So you have this undercurrent that shows that the other models are also getting the same treatment, but we're focusing on the one to kind of show the details start to finish, at least on the base coating portion. Yeah. So we're gonna pull out the High Lord Blue, find the first frame where there's motion, and go back one. Zoom in. I'm holding Alt and using the mouse wheel to navigate here in Premiere. Zoom in to where I'm at. We're gonna razor blade that point off, get rid of this. Sow. Let's see what 5 seconds of High Lord Blue looks like, which will put us at 2 minutes and 13 seconds. I'm gonna put that razor blade down, but I'm gonna go back another 2 seconds. 3 seconds has me shaking it. Let's see what 4 seconds do. 4 seconds, the blue is off the frame. I think we'll just do that right there. What is that? That's 3 seconds and a third of a second. I think it's fine. It's not one of those clean numbers that I like to see, but it's acceptable. It doesn't always have to be a nice clean 3 second clip. Let's see what 10 seconds on this cockpit looks like. I'm not really I don't really have it applied as much as I'd like. Now, let's see what 15 seconds look like. 56. Not quite. Can I get away with just showing this clip in real time? Let's start it right there. Start right here. Pow. Let's do 3 minutes and 5 seconds. 20 full seconds dedicated to painting that. Maybe including a real-time paint up with speed paint is valuable. I think it's worthwhile. It's a little long, a little longer than I'd like, but I think there's some value in showing this real-time action. Let's drop it to 75% zoom, maybe, just to give it some visual difference between the previous scene. And give it a watch see. So we'll pull out the High Lord Blue. When we shake it up, we're gonna cut to the Hunchback, and then we're applying this color in real time. You know, I'm not getting much value out of all that. Let's see where does 10 seconds put it? It's not enough. Where does 15 seconds put it? Yeah, that's good. We'll trim off the last 5 seconds of that. It shows, we're still showing the real-time application of the speed paint, but we're not overdoing it too long. I think 15 seconds is about as much time as this shot can warrant. We could do a very subtle zoom in to increase that visual interest. Just a 5% change. Yeah, it's not even really there. Just barely. Just the barest bit of that zoom. Alright, that is 210750. That means 220604 follows. What is this clip? This clip is... This clip is where my client was displeased with the green color and I had to start over on the green, which is an important part of the tale, but is for the next scene, for the next segment. So we're gonna go back to the main body. We're gonna dump in this here. So I've just picked up the VHS fast forward overlay so that the next time I utilize it, it starts at the same like tracking time. So this is just being held here temporarily. So we're gonna dump in base coating models. That section is now done. We're gonna toss in a talking head. And then we're gonna toss in, I think I'm gonna do an ad for my own service. I think I'm gonna do an ad for my own service. And they say the client is always right. Sure, we will go with that. Yeah, in the paint up of these models, the reference image had like a darker green on the legs, and I knew deep in my soul that the green I was doing was wrong. I went with it. I should have put more gray. I should have gone with like I could have got away with like a 10 drops of gray to 3 drops of green, and it probably would have been more accurate. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, there wasn't much upset to the process. Wasn't much upset to it. But I think it's an important inclusion in the tale of painting for commission. And especially if you're working on Fiverr and you include revisions in your... If you're including revisions in your... whatchamacallit? The... my brain no function. I just like... Did I just have a mini stroke or something? If you include revisions, then, you know, don't be surprised when your client uses the revisions. Plus, strictly from an artistic standpoint, those type of revisions help your client to get, like, help you to deliver more accurately your client's vision. Pal, we'll do this. We need another insert advertisement here. I need one of these. Save as. We're gonna call this one ad place holder. Pal, I'm gonna shoot an ad for my own product. I'm actually having a blast with the ads that I've done for the channel, for the videos. I am thinking of adding a service on my Fiverr account page to record ads, because good lord, good golly gee, they're a lot of fun to shoot. Especially stuff like the that original Aries ad was a lot of fun to shoot. That one was a ton of fun. Nice energy. I can't remember what video it was on. Which one was that? That was... Can't remember. I guess I could look. It was on Battletech in 28 millimeters building a Titanic urban mech. Yeah, that's the one. When was that? Where was that ad? Where's it at? It's in here somewhere. The heck is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this ad was a ton of fun. The whole like frantic, manic energy, the music choice, doing the silly green screen stuff was really fun. Yeah. I'm definitely down to do more of that crap. That stuff it's so fun. Yeah. What is this? Okay, anyhow, digressing. I know I'm all over the place, because I am a manic individual. I am prone to bouts of just like distraction and mania, and sometimes it's got me all over the place. Especially after a couple hours of dedicated, focused work. I think we're gonna do these in reverse order. We're gonna go with the ad, then the talking head. So that's got us prepping. We can close that. We can close priming, and we can close base coating. And next section will be called, what will it be called? Oops. It will be called something like making changes. Making changes. Yeah. We're gonna call it, yeah, new item sequence. We're gonna call it making changes. Yeah, that works. We're gonna toss in, where's she at? It was this one. This one. Keep settings. Effect controls 50%. Yeah, okay. So I switched to, what is this color? What's the name of it? It's Luftwaffe green. Or, yeah. I don't actually turn it and show the name of it. Vallejo RAL 6020. Luftwaffe camouflage green. Is that the name of it? Is it really okay? I didn't know it had such a long name. But yeah, it's basically an olive drab-ish. I guess it's a little more green than olive, but it's in that drab territory. Oh. One of the guys over at the YouTuber Alliance shared me some assets. Okay, where was I? My mind is all over the place. I'll tell you, I blame Comcast on this one. So, yesterday, after the horrible episode of Comcast throttling my speed in the evening and killing my Diablo stream, I let the evening go. I gave him a call, spoke to him. The guy's like, hey, we're gonna get our advanced repair department to give you a call. They'll call you in about an hour. They never called for the rest of the night, and I ended up having some really bad insomnia last night, finalizing the commission, the Blue Max. And I was up till, I think I went to bed at 4 a.m. and probably laid there for another 30 minutes before my mind let me go to sleep. And I shit you not, 8 a.m. sharp, Comcast calls me to say, hey, we're reaching out. This is such and such with the advanced repairs department. We're reaching out to you. And it's like, all right. So the long and short of it is, I ain't had much sleep, and I'm feeling it in my brain. I got the brain fog. Okay, I know I'm adding, gotta be adding water. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna show 3 seconds of pouring this stuff out. We're going to show 5 seconds of pouring this stuff out. And then we're going to show adding water. I think I'm going to use this as an opportunity to illustrate that you thin your paints, y'all. Don't forget to thin your paints. Oh, I like what's happening there. That's fun. Capture that. Do, and then we stir it up. Okay, so at this point in the project, I've pivoted to this Luftwaffe green. And basically I completely rebase coat all of the legs of the models. And then I end up applying that same, what is it, Gravelord Gray, as like the shade to it. Oh my goodness, someone is just blowing me up. I'm realizing too that y'all can't hear the Discord notifications, but I am hearing the Discord notifications. Speed duration, we're gonna 205%, 206% that. There you go, fast. Zip way. And then that means we get this. Chow. Gonna utilize this fast forward thing. Go back to main body, paste that in. All right, let's see what this sequence looks like so far. I think it's going to need to be zoomed in some. I do show it coming on the frame, okay. I think I can speed that one up a little bit. Like, how noticeable is 132% gonna be? Not noticeable. Okay, that saved a full second there. Next segment, drop in the water. Next segment, real fast, stirring it up. We're gonna talk about thinning your paints. Make sure to thin your paints, y'all, especially when you're using it straight out of the bottle. Whoa, I just noticed something. There's a big jump. Whatever. Who cares? It's a big jump. It's not that noticeable. It does kind of ruin the continuity a little bit, but who cares? Alright, so do I show painting the Hunchback again? Or do I just show, yeah, here we go. I'm gonna grab this here Hunchback. Hunchy. The boy. Cut it right here. And let's see what, well, I might just do the same thing I did since I've already got like this format going. wonder why that cut off there. I must have hit the, so my phone does like a 10-minute limit on doing an individual recording. So I must have hit the limit there. How long is this segment? It's like a full minute and then some. I think, oh, it's out of focus. It's out of focus. Okay, we'll start it at this section that's in focus. Right here. I think. Start it right there. Bow. Maybe not. Maybe right there. Let it run. I think I'm going to do just 20 seconds of this straight up and have it fade out. Fade to black or whatever. See where 27, and we'll add that extra second in to compensate for the fade out. Yeah, looks good. This section right here, okay. Get rid of the rest of that. Bring this here down. Stick it here. We're gonna zoom in, I think. We'll do like 80% on it. And we're illustrating that we're recoloring that green. We're gonna do a position scale. We're gonna turn on opacity. I'm gonna do track targeting. Go back 1 second. Zoom. We'll do that zoom right here. Have it zoom in. We'll drop an opacity there. And we'll go to the very end and call it 0%. I might turn that fade out into 2 seconds. But I think 1 second is sufficient. So it's slowly zooming in. It's kind of a subtle zoom. Maybe, just maybe, this should be 95%. We'll do a 10% zoom over 20 seconds. Okay, mate, I've got to jump. Got to entertain the girlfriend. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Beskar. It's been fantastic to communicate with you. I always thoroughly appreciate interaction with community members. As always, if you have any thoughts or comments on any video, any content, feel free to drop it and I will see it. Your viewership is most appreciated. And check out that Infinity stuff. I hope it's a right fit for you. Okay, so we are now repainting. We're now repainting the green, covering over that work we've just done, getting it done, covering it all over again, starting again. I'll probably do some kind of like internal monologue breakdown during that segment. Maybe expound upon how griping about it ain't gonna change it and you still gotta do it nonetheless, and it's part of the process. Then we get out the Gravelord Gray. That was an awful lot of Gravelord Gray I put out. I wonder what that was all about. did a 1-to-1. 1-to-1 speed paint to water there. 1-to-1. So I guess I made it like a wash out of it, basically. That's what it's looking like. And then I got the Hunchback back out again. I love that I was cognizant of painting the same model. Quite pleased at that. Sorry, I'm feeling the fatigue. I'm feeling it. I'm quite tired all of a sudden. And in fact, how far into this are we? How far in this we've been at this today? OBS should tell me. We're 3 hours in. I think I'm just about at the end of what I can manage today mentally. This is more of the same. We're going to get rid of that. Pow. This clip is preparing the bases. Not ready for that. I think I'm going to edit this here bit down right here and show the speed paint. We're going to show that there, Gravelord Gray. How many times? There we go. Find the frame where it moves on. There's the first frame with motion. We'll go back one. Razor blade it off and jump it forward 5 seconds. Excuse me. I'm about to show all of this. We're gonna show all them drips. Find the frame where it goes off. There we go. Taking all of that there. So we'll get rid of this. We'll keep the 5 seconds of showing the Gravelord Gray. And how long is this? How long is this segment? It's 7 seconds long. I think we're going to speed it up. Speed duration, it's 6 seconds. I can't do math. I'm going to do 130%, 135%, 134% speed. Turn it into 5 second clip. And then we want to do the same with this here water. Bringing the pipette onto the screen. I'm going to show drip, drop, drip, 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 all of that, all that good stuff. Last frame that the thing's on here. Click it, slice it, snag it, drop it, delete it. Clip, speed duration, we're going to call this one 210%, 220, 230, 240, 255, 254, 254% gives us a 5 second clip. So we're getting Gravelord Gray, comes out, shakes it up, unscrew the cap, 10 drops, 11, however many it was, equal part water. Yeah, excellent. And then we get back out Mr. Hunchy, and I think we're about to treat this the same as those other clips from before. Grab this, delete that. We'll do 3 seconds of Hunchback. So we establish that we have the model. And then we're applying a bunch of the newly made wash. And we're finding that frame right there. And slice here, delete that back end. We're going to roll it back 3 seconds so we show the finalized product, and then we clip speed duration and we make this like 1,000%. 995, 950, 910, 925, 27, 28, 29. 929% gives us 10-second clip. And then we pop this on there. And I think this needs to be zoomed in much like the other ones. We're going to go with, I don't know, 80%. 80% zoom. Scale 80. Scale 80. Scale 80. This one needs to be more in the frame, though. I think it's gonna need a position. It needs a keyframe. Needs a keyframe on it. Okay. Do that. Keyframe at the end. Keyframe here. And then, Let's be about right there. The position needs to move up some. And then same back here. Like that. Let's see what it looks like. Let's give it a look-see. Let's see if I can move it around properly. We show the model. We move the lighting. We zoom in on the thing. We work on it. We feverishly paint it up. It did a weird movement thing that is not ideal. Did like a swoop-de-doop. Let's get rid of those keyframes. Let's shift this one here. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust these manually, I think. These should go there. What is going on with this position? A 1,000? Let's see what 1,000 looks like. Maybe split the difference, I think, between these. Let's do this one 900. And let's do that one 800. Alright, that's alright. Let's get this position a little better. 870, 660. So that means this one needs to end on 870, 660. 870, 660. Computer unhappy. It's doing some weird stuff there. Just need to keep the hunchback kind of center frame. Add this in right here. Bump its position up to there. That last bit of motion don't look right. This one needs a whole nother set of keyframes right here. What just happened there? It is off frame a bit. It is off frame a little bit. Let's see. It's not ideal. It's got some weird motion stuff happening. This should not. Should not be moving up yet. 733. We'll call this 734. 228. This should be the same thing. 734, 228. Of course, I can't see what it's doing because the computer don't want to render it. It can't handle it. Can't handle it. Can't handle it live, at least. Premiere is a beast of a program that will eat all your computer's resources. Ooh, big profit on eggs. Big profit on salt. Yes, yes. That is the 100th factory. I can now sacrifice 100 factories to Crumbler, and I shall do so. Okay. Let's rebuy our factories. Just gonna go till I can't no more. All right, Premiere's ready. All right, let's see what this looks like. It's keeping the hunchback in the frame. That's all I'm really worried about here. It moves early. It starts, let's clear end out. It starts moving up a little earlier than I'd like, is what's happening here. Yeah, we don't need that movement yet. It actually needs to be, I think this next keyframe needs to have the same position. So 734 228. 734 228. And then it should like start tracking the movement up if I do it that way. Yeah, maybe that looks better. So we're tracking the position of the hunchback. We're putting the wash on them legs. Yeah, looks good, perfect. And that also means we need to grab our fast forward green screen overlay. We're gonna cut it out, and then we're gonna slap it over top of that with the paste function. We're gonna razor blade off the back end, recut that with Control X, Control V it back in. And I think that has us done with the making changes sequence, because from here it's back to conventional paint and stuff. We get the Luftwaffe camo green, we mix it up, we stir it in. I think I'm going to adjust this one. Needs to like zoom in, I think. We're going in 65, 75%. Oh my goodness. Let me select what I'm trying to select there, buddy. And then this comes back. That comes back. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I done screwed it up. So this needs keyframes at the start. It needs to match these numbers. 960, 540, 50. 960, 540, 50. I need to silence all this Discord nonsense going on. Way too much stuff. Let's give this a peek. And then we zoom in on the fucking paint. All right, we're putting the color back over the green and repainting it. This needs a subtle zoom in. It already has a subtle zoom in, but it's almost imperceptible. I think that was the intention. I'm already losing my train of thought. It fades out. And then we're pulling out the Gravelord Gray, giving it a good old shakerino. Putting a bunch of drops down. And then we're got our whole sequence here. Yep. Looks good. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. I think that's a good point where we're at, because my mind is just like frazzled, kind of all over the place. I think I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna cook some burrito stuff. I got some soy riso and beans and corn and all them good stuff. Gonna make some up here in the kitchen. Mostly I'm gonna get up out of this steel chair because I've been here for about 3 hours, and I'm feeling it. And I think that's a good amount of work today. We're going to put in another live session sometime soon, maybe tomorrow afternoon, as we start breaking down some more of the process here so I can get out this painting for commission video as soon as possible. A reminder today for any of you who have found this stream via the algorithm and sat through and watched it to this point, this content is sponsored by me, myself. I provide painting services over on Fiverr.com. And you can get your hands on some custom painted battle mechs over at the link in the description below. I have single models, full lengths. We're about to change the premium to a higher tier, maybe a 12 mech deal. But I do custom work, so send me an inquiry. I can work with you. If you want a 28mm scale gigantic model, if you want 12 mechs, if you want 24 mechs, if you need a company, whatever you need, hit me up. I can also do non-Battletech stuff, but this is mostly for a Battletech related paint up. So as an example, I just finished up this here set for a client, so you can expect some kind of similar results, also much as the models I'm working on here. So if that's something that strikes your fancy and you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and pop in an order with me and I will work with you to put out some stuff. Not to mention, for a small nominal fee, you can have your content turned into a video much like the one I'm doing here today, only you'll have a little more control over the content as to what I talk about, if it's an essay on some topic or if it's just a straight up paint through tutorial to do the mechs, if you'd like to match my paint scheme. So check it out if you're interested. And special thanks once again to anybody who has found this through the algorithm and watched through to this point. If you did not catch this live and want to drop in a comment down below in the comments regarding the workflow live stream, the process of things getting done, or any content related to the channel, and you toss a comment down below, I will see what you're putting together. I will see your thoughts on the matter. I will get to you. I read all the comments. I'll get back to you. So, with that said, I want to thank all y'all for showing up today. This has been a lot of fun. I'm actually getting real frazzled and tired. I think it's about all I can handle today. It's been good to get back at it. I've been painting a lot lately, but not on projects for the channel. It's been commission work. So this project that I'm working on right now is turning the commission work into work for the channel, as well as providing a chance to give an essay on the topic, because it's not super lucrative. It's not rewarding work outside of getting the paint jobs themselves done, which has its own reward. That said, it's been another fun day here in the workflow live stream. This is not the normal content. I guess it is normal content now, but it is not the regular channel content. This is the workflow. This is the work that's getting done anyways, and just a glimpse behind the curtain as to what's going on. So keep your eye out for these moments. There's no schedule for them, but I put content out when I put content out. Anyhow, as always, I want you all to remember to be happy while you're painting. Get some models done. At me from your community post if you want to show off your stuff. I'll definitely get to it. I have an email address listed in the About page on my YouTube channel. So if you want to talk models or whatever, send me a message there. Drop a comment down below. Always likes and subscribes help tremendously. We're aiming to hit 1,000 by the end of the year and get monetized, at which points I will open up a Patreon and offer some unique rewards to members. That said, it's been another fun day here in the Workflow live stream, and I want to thank you for your viewership and for showing up today. Y'all take it easy. Catch you around next time. Bye-bye.